Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know this weather is cutting up out there, so y'all be careful. I did state it to y'all in one of my videos that I was going to have y'all along the ride. So I'm going to share something with y'all. 2 years ago, I had some pain in my chest, and I decided to go to the emergency room. So when I went to the emergency room, they told me they wanted to do an EKG and MRI. And they took forever. It took like 2 hours to come back and let me know what was going on. So whenever the doctor came back, they told me they had found a spot on my lung. And I was like, that's exactly how I did. See how I paused for a second? And I was like, okay, got a spot on my lung. I said, am I finished? Am I ready to be discharged? She said, give me a few minutes. She said, I want you to follow up with your doctor. So I did that following week. I went to see my doctor, and he stated to me there was nothing for me to worry about. And I was like, okay, fine. That was 2 years ago. Today, I had to go and get a follow-up. And my follow-up came back the same. And the reason for me doing this is because they was asking me about my family history. And I was telling them that, my mom and my sister both had congestive heart failure. My mom had a spot on her lung, and my sister had breast cancer. But they said my mom's spot was benign, but they was keeping an eye on it. It got a little bigger than it was before when she got sick, but that's the most. And I sat around and waited for my results to come back, for them to send it over. And she stated to me that it was no change, that they was just going to keep an eye on it. And, it really did something to me. And it's amazing how you go through things every single day, not knowing what's going on with your family members. You have to ask the questions in order for you to know. And I actually had to get this test done. Since he said that my mom and my sister both had congestive heart failure, I forgot the name of the test I had to get done. But thank God it came back negative, and he said I was fine. I have a really good doctor. I thank God for him. Just know your statuses, ladies. Know your statuses. Know what's hereditary. You have to pay attention. You got diabetes, congestive heart failure, all these other underlying health problems that may be hereditary that you don't think you may have or might not have, and actually have because you haven't checked, because you had something going on with your body and you're trying to figure out what's going on, but you never kept an eye on it. And me going through what I went through, watching my mama and my sister go through what they went through, it have me paying close attention to my body. So I know what's going on and I know my status. So whenever a doctor come up to me and ask me something, I can actually tell them, yeah, this is what's going on in my family. This is what my mom and my sister both had this going on. They had that going on. I can answer those questions because at one time I couldn't. The doctors would come up to me and ask me questions and I'd be like, I don't know. I'm actually glad that I did my homework. A paper trail, that's what I love. Think about me. If you say something to me and I write it down, I'm putting it somewhere. So if you come back to me and ask me about it, and I'll be like, I don't remember, but I know I do a paper trail. Paper trail is very important. That's how you know what's going on. I got a calendar that I kept when my mom first got sick. I kept a record each day that something happened different. I added to that calendar. Whenever she was admitted to a different hospital, I added to that calendar. When she had a certain procedure done on a certain day, I added to that calendar. She had 4 social workers, and they was marvelous. They was top notch. I thank God for them. But you have to keep a paper trail. You have to keep records. You know, people go in the hospital, it doesn't matter if it's your mom, your dad, your kids. Write it down. Because, you know, the doctor's going to ask, when was the last time they was in the hospital? When was the last time, what they was admitted for? You can write that down. Keep track of everything that you do. It's nothing wrong with that. Some people have good memory. Some people don't. Some people get tied up and can't remember. That's understandable. And then years go on and you have to think back. And sometimes you can't remember because it's so far back. But keep a record. I have like 2 tablets now full of stuff pertaining to myself and my mom. I have went through everything and separate my stuff from my mom's stuff so I wouldn't get it confused. So whenever the doctors ask me certain questions pertaining to my mom, which they still do today, I can go back and be like, well, you know, on this day, this would happen. But that's me. So ladies, excuse me, know your status about yourself. Get yourself checked. Have your mammogram. Have your pap smears. Have your yearly checkups. It's nothing wrong with that. Trust and believe me, your body will let you know what's going on. This week has been a rough week for me. I've been in so much pain, but I went to work every single day with all this pain that I'm dealing with. And I just trust God that he's going to remove it one day. I just trust him that he's going to remove it because today was rough, like really rough. I'm like, everywhere I went, I was in tears. I tolerate pain, I can, but today I just couldn't because my mind was in so many different places. All these aches and pain, I don't know if it have a lot to do with this weather. I have no clue. But today was a tough day. Tough. I didn't say worse. I just say tough. Tough people get through tough things. So I'm one of them tough people. So I'm going to get through it. So ladies, know your status. Be blessed. Be safe. And I love you. Like and share.